Listen, I need you to lean in for a second, because what I'm about to tell you, this reveal is one of those moments where you either laugh at the absurdity, gasp in shock, or sit there just thinking, wait, did that really just happen? That's exactly what Honey Don't does. It sneaks up on you, it toys with you, and then it stabs you in the gut, literally and emotionally, just like Honey herself in that final confrontation. And today, I'm breaking it down for you, piece by piece, because this one is messy, twisted, and complicated, but in that way where the mess actually tells us something bigger. So yeah, buckle up, because this ride is going to get bloody, it's going to get uncomfortable, and some of you might even see yourself in the story. Now, let's just be real. From the start, Honey Don't doesn't look like your average whodunit. We're not sitting with a clean-cut detective, flipping a notebook with neat little answers. No, Ethan Coen gives us Honey O'Donoghue, played by Margaret Qualley, who feels less like a detective and more like your chaotic friend who somehow always ends up entangled in trouble. She's not just solving a case, she's stumbling through one. And that's where you and I get hooked, because she feels real. She's messy, she's imperfect, she does things not because it's her job but because she can't let go of this gut feeling that something isn't right. And trust me, that's what makes this ending hit so much harder. Here's where it all starts unraveling. Honey meets with this woman, Mia Novotny. Normal setup, right? Except Mia just dies. Car crash. Out of nowhere. And immediately you feel the itch. You feel exactly what Honey feels. Like, nah, that's too clean, that's too convenient. And right there, that itch pulls us in, because how many times in your life has something felt off, like the world was telling you, don't stop digging? That's where the story starts being about us, not just her. So, Honey starts asking questions, poking at threads she shouldn't touch. She pulls on the world of Reverend Drew Devlin, Chris Evans, slick and slimy, running his creepy little church operation. And you think, oh man, here it is. The big bad wolf. It's so easy to believe Devlin is the one behind the horror. He's preying on women, he's using religion as a cover. You can almost feel the movie screaming, religion, hypocrisy, corruption. And as the threads pile up, Honey's niece Corinne goes missing, and suddenly it's not just about curiosity anymore. It's about family, blood, and the deepest fears we carry. But then, here comes the twist. And not the kind of twist that feels like a cheap trick, but one of those that makes you sit back and rethink the whole story. Because when Honey walks into MG Falcone's house, Aubrey Plaza's character, her lover, her ally, her safe space, it all shifts. You see a teacup. Just a teacup. And on it? Her niece's lipstick. And with that, your heart drops. That's when you realize, we've been looking in the wrong direction the entire time. MG isn't the friend, MG is the killer. And I need you to pause and let that sink in. Because think about your own life. How many times have you trusted someone, leaned on them, thought they were your person, and then later discovered they were holding a knife you never saw coming? That's what makes this twist raw. Honey wasn't beaten by Devlin, the obvious evil in the room. She was betrayed by love, by intimacy, by someone who smiled at her while hiding her bloodiest side. And as MG and Honey fight, literally tearing into each other, the truth spills out. MG's rage, her pain, her trauma. She killed her father, she killed women like Mia, and she says it was somehow her way of avenging them. Stopping vulnerable women from leaning into men like Devlin. But her reasoning isn't justice, it's poisoned. It's trauma turned into misdirected violence. And you sit there thinking, how often do people claim they're helping, protecting, or saving, when really, they're destroying? It's the hypocrisy at the heart of the movie. Not just Devlin with his fake holiness, but MG with her fake vengeance. Let me break it down for you here, because this is where people get lost. 1. Devlin is bad, no doubt about it, but he wasn't the one killing these women. 2. MG, supposedly someone on Honey's side, was carrying all that twisted trauma and choosing to turn it outward. 3. Honey ends up in the crossfire, literally forced to kill someone she loved, and that's the emotional gut punch. That moment stings because Honey isn't a saint. She's not Sherlock Holmes solving with valor. She's just like us, caught between messy love and brutal truth. And what do you even do when the monster wearing the mask is the person you let closest to your heart? But here's what makes Honey Don't even more haunting. We don't just stop with MG's death. Honey survives, wounded, bleeding, but not broken. And then the movie gives us one last, chilling beat. Honey runs into Cher, the femme fatale played by Lyra Bova. Cher's tied to Devlin, tied to the drug cartel, tied to the whole web. And instead of walking away, Honey leans in, flirts, almost like she's handing herself another knife with a smile. Why? Because Honey isn't done. Because even though she pretends she's only chasing pleasure, deep down, she can't let the truth rest. Now, let's pause right here. Because this is what I mean when I say the ending doesn't just explain itself on paper, you have to feel it in your bones. Honey flirts with Cher not just because she's messy, not just because she's wild, but because we, as people, are drawn to danger, to curiosity, to that pull of wanting answers even if it hurts us. She's every part of us that stays up too late digging into something, every part of us that texts someone we know we shouldn't, every part of us that can't let go of the itch. And then bam, the Reverend dies off screen. Nobody knows. Nobody sees it. And that's where the movie stings you one last time. The world doesn't always resolve. The bad guy doesn't always get a headline. Sometimes evil just trots quietly in a church, while everyone goes on pretending nothing changed. And that's life, isn't it? How many villains in your story have gone down quietly, with nobody else seeing what you've seen? But here's the real meaning behind the chaos, and I want to say this clearly. Honey Don't isn't tidy. It's not neat. It's messy on purpose. Because life is messy. It's about love that betrays you, power that corrupts you, faith that lies to you, and survival that doesn't give you a gold medal, it just gives you another breath. And that's why so many people walk out frustrated. It doesn't give you a clean moral. But maybe that is the moral. That nothing ties up perfectly, that pain doesn't always transform into purpose, that sometimes it just stays with you. So, where does Honey go next? Do we think she heals? Do we think she actually takes down Cher? Or does she just keep spiraling? Honestly, the movie wants you to sit in that tension. She flirts at the stoplight because she's not done. She can't quit. And isn't that us? Don't we always circle back to the things that hurt us, the things that scare us, the things that could kill us, just because deep down, we'd rather face danger than live with unanswered questions? Listen, if this breakdown hit you, if you felt that sting in your gut, maybe that's because you've had your own MG moment. Someone you trusted, someone close, flipping into someone unrecognizable. And maybe you've felt like Honey, fighting to survive when the truth starts staring at you. Or maybe you've been haunted by silence like Devlin's empty church, with sins rotting in the dark while nobody else sees. And that's why this movie might feel cheap on the surface, but when you hold it up to real life, man, it's brutal because it's true. So let me leave you with this. Next time you feel that itch, that sense that something is too clean, too perfect, don't ignore it. Dig. Look closer. Trust that instinct, because Honey did, and it saved her, even if it left scars. And scars, honestly, are just the price of survival. Before I let you go, I need to ask you something. If this video hit you, if you learned something new about the ending and about yourself, do me a favor. Drop a like. Smash that subscribe. And most importantly, tell me in the comments what moment in your own life felt like that teacup with lipstick? That moment when everything flipped, when the truth walked right into the living room and shattered your world. Because I want to hear your stories. This isn't just me talking into a camera, this is us, building a space where stories like Honey Don't remind us we're not alone. And that is why this messy, bloody, wild little movie sticks with me. Not because it's perfect, not because it ties everything up neatly, but because it feels like life. And maybe that's the biggest twist of all.